The private sector plays an integral role in economic development across the globe, an engine of growth, innovation, and job creation. As such, it has become one of the main pillars in the Islamic Development Bank Group ISDB priorities. Efforts to establish stable and supportive environments for this sector were among the points of focus for a roundtable session during the 10th edition of the ISDB Private Sector Forum held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt from the 1st to the 4th of June 2022.
Some countries and private sectors start, curing from the pandemic efforts and from the economic crisis that was caused by the war running right now. And this event has come in a good timing position to secure the private business sectors.
The forum, under the theme Beyond Recovery, Resilience and Sustainability, brought together a number of development finance institutions to assess ways to maximize the potential of the private sector as an agent of economic growth. Among them was the International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation, ITFC, a member of the ISDB group, established with the primary objective of advancing trade among OIC member countries.
The role of the private sector in the development process is quite important. Definitely, the private sector is a major stakeholder of any development process in any country. And I think private sector being a source of income, also creating jobs, employment, and in addition to that, of course, providing all the goods and services. All of this will work toward enhancing the lives of people all over the world.
According to the International Monetary Fund, private sector accounts for over 60% of GDP in most countries. In this light, there is need to provide substantial resources to support this sector.
ITFC has developed a new strategy and refreshed its strategy following the pandemic to stay relevant to member countries, because we understand trade finance is crucial for economic development. And after the COVID, what transpired is that we see the need of trade finance has grown quite significant. And a lot of countries have been facing a challenge in terms of availability of trade finance and access to finance, particularly in the SMEs and the private sector.
To bridge this gap, ITFC is committed to offer trade solutions tailored to the needs of SMEs in member countries in terms of both financial aid and advisory services. Additionally, another key focus has been to strengthen the healthcare systems and the agricultural sector.
We have adjusted our programs in two phases. The first phase was the response phase for COVID-19, where we have assisted our member countries to build capacities to respond to the pandemic from medical protocols perspective. The second package of our response was to build their capacities, for example, in agriculture, because as we have all seen, COVID-19 has transpired not only to be a health crisis, but as a food crisis. So all countries were looking forward to increase their food resilience. That's why many of our trade development programs were focusing on building the capacities in agriculture to help countries sustain their production of food as opposed to importing.
In 2021, ITFC granted a $40 million financing to Senegal national grounded company Sonacos. This facility is dedicated to the post-COVID recovery of the country's agricultural sector.
They provide support for Sonacos to enable Sonacos to acquire groundnuts and be able to transform that groundnuts into oil products and sell it locally or internationally, and provide more opportunities for Senegal, because it means we are moving into the higher value chain.
In line with also attaining the UN SDG on achieving gender equality and empowering all women and girls, the She Trade Initiative was launched in Egypt. It is also in support of the achievement of the goals related to the Egypt's Vision 2030 and the National Strategy for Women Empowerment 2030.
This helps women to open doors for them, look to the global market through expertise we are delivering in sheet rates. And not only for SMEs, but also we have another component for institutions that supporting these women. We are working to help them to deliver their interventions and services with the perspective of women and gender equality.
Its main focus is in the handicraft sector, as women hold 20% of total Egyptian companies working in this field.
كان بداية مشروعي وبداية بناء البراند بتاعي كان جهاز تنمية المشروعات معرض تراثنا اللي أنا موجودة هنا اليوم بسبب إنه الدعم الدائم لجهاز تنمية المشروعات لكل فناني الحرف اليدوية وفن الهاندميد. كانت انطلاقتي إني أنا بحب شغل الواير.
In addition to partner-led programs in the African continent, ITFC also extends trade solutions in CIS region. This has seen a financing of over $1.2 billion.
We are now reaching also the other regions of the OIC, like the Central Asia, where we are developing actually what we call the CIS Trade Development Program. This program will focus on supporting the regional integration, economic integration projects and programs, as well as to develop the regional value chains in the region and supporting the trade support institutions in the CIS countries.
Though the economic and social structures of the developing world continue to be tested, the significant set of actions being implemented are gradually cushioning its impact.